breaking stories. First, let's go to our senior White House correspondent, Jeff Zeleny. Jeff, the White House press secretary once again raising more questions than he answered just minutes after that New York Times report was released.
Indeed, Wolf. The White House has sent a letter to the top Democrats and Republicans on the House and Senate Intelligence Committees. Sean Spicer said it was sent earlier this morning, but it became public just around the time of that New York Times story was released. And it was inviting these leaders on the Intelligence Committee to come over and look at some information the National Security Council found. Sean Spicer said this is all, of course, in relation to the Russia investigation. Wolf, but the timing here is so interesting. It was just 9 days ago that the Republican chairman alone came over here to the White House, certainly raising so many questions about who invited him in. Well, that's something that Sean Spicer has said earlier in the week that he would explain. He would try, he said, to get to the bottom of who invited him here and who showed him the documents and authorized all of this. But this is what he said today.
Please don't put words in my mouth. I never said I would provide you answers. I said we would look into it. The responsible thing for us to do is to provide the individuals and the committees who are doing the review the materials that they're looking for, or some of them. We don't know what they're exactly looking for, what they've seen and what they haven't. Our goal is to be as forthright as possible. They asked the intelligence intelligence communities and others in a March letter for information. We are willing to provide them with the information that we have. The materials that we have come across. And I think that is an important step. Again, it is not, our obligation is to make sure that a review is done both in the House and the Senate as we asked for a few weeks ago, not to make sure that we illegally leak out information to you.
So again, Wolf, the timing of this also interesting. It was on March 15th in an interview with Fox News that the president suggested the committee would suddenly be getting at some point some new information on all this. Now, we don't know if this is the information he was talking about or not, but he certainly raised that possibility. Now, the Democratic intelligence ranking member, Adam Schiff, said, look, he would come to the White House and look at this information, but he also wondered if it was a distraction from all of it. As for the Senate investigation, they said this simply could be a sideshow. They're conducting one of their own, Wolf.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Jeff Zeleny over at the White House. Also tonight, the ranking Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee has a very skeptical response to this new White House offer to review documents. Once again,